about Josh McDaniels. Oh yeah, that's the area right there. What's he doing wrong? 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 Nothing. He's doing nothing wrong. He's doing nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. He's doing absolutely nothing wrong. If you take him out, you guys are freaking ridiculous. Horrible. Are you shitting me? This is terrible. Terrible. You let people smoke pot here, but you're going to take him out because he has an opinion? That is terrible. He's not doing anything wrong. Right there. Right there. He's not doing anything wrong. Nothing wrong. He's doing nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Davis just lost a fan. Fuck him.
So what's going on, everybody? And yeah, we just saw it right there. If you haven't seen it yet, you know, that happened last week, week 18 against the Chiefs. Now, I was going to have Vegas Ralph on here. I guess something must have came up because he didn't make it. So it looks like I'm going to be going at this solo. Man, this is jacked up, dude. Now, I got some pictures here. This man was a season ticket holder, all right? And also he's broke out his story already on For Life, Our Raiders story. If you guys want to check that out, I was hoping to at least get a little bit of the scoop today about this, but it doesn't look like that he's going to be on the show. But, man, I really wanted to talk to him, you know, just to kind of see, you know, where his mind was. and how he felt about all this, especially since, from the rumors and from everything we've seen from the videos, his whole family was removed. His wife, his son, all because he had an opinion. Right? This guy has been a season ticket holder for 19 plus years. All right. This guy has dumped money into the organization. And, even after talking to him behind the scenes, man, I know how, it looks like he works a lot. You know what I mean? And, obviously, with him not being here, he's got a lot more to do. He's trying to take care of his family, but he's able to put his money together to be able to pay for season tickets for him and his whole family. All right. And they kicked him out for having an opinion. Now, we've all got our own opinions. Shit. We're on here constantly, us YouTubers, giving our biased opinion, sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, and we all seem to, get a mutual understanding amongst each other to where nobody gets angry at one another, and we're able to take each other's opinions and come up with a compromise, knowing exactly where each one of us stand. This guy just had an opinion, and he's been doing this for years, man. Like I can show you throughout these pictures that, dude, there was never a problem with signs before. All right. There was never a problem with signs before. He's been bringing signs into the games for as long as he's been going to these games. And just to see him get his freedom of speech pretty much disregarded and wiped out and removed from a game that he paid to come see. As a matter of fact, he paid for those season tickets in Vegas. And those look like really damn good seats, if you ask me. They're right by where the team comes out of the locker room. So that those damn seats cost you quite a bit, especially if he's paying for 3 tickets each home game, which is what, 8 or 9 games? And here's more of what it looked like when he was being removed. Now look at this fat motherfucker in his smug face right here smiling. I bet you he's real happy that he's kicking out somebody who's been dumping money into this organization for the past 19 years. Man, and he just had an opinion. And I don't understand why Mark or anybody for that matter would want this man removed just for having an opinion. What, just because you don't like the narrative that they're trying to send? Well, there's a lot more of us out there that feel exactly this way. All right. A lot of us who can't afford to go to the games because we can't shell out that kind of money to get those seats. And for somebody who has dedicated himself to the organization, to the nation, to the franchise, to this team, to have them disrespected and removed like that it just goes to show where our organization is. We are a dysfunctional organization with a dysfunctional owner. All right. Who is obviously aligning himself with the enemy. When all you do is worry about money, the first thing you're going to do is sell out your own. And that right there, I can't get behind. I don't know anybody with a conscience who could get behind that. Now, as you can see, Vegas Ralph been showing up forever, man. Look, this is back in the day. This is when we were still at O.co. So, it shows the proof right here, man, that he has been here through thick and thin, through our winning and losing seasons, still dumping money into this organization. And as you can see, he didn't get removed from these games with his signs. You know what I mean? Look, man, that's a beautiful sight. Look at all of those Raider fans, man. It sure doesn't look like that anymore. But look, it's completely like, dude, he's there with signs every home game. And this is the first time he's ever been removed. Look, here's another one. Right there in the black hole. You see? And I mean, and a lot of these signs that he's posting up here are a lot more derogatory than what he was posting at the Vegas game week 18 against the Chiefs. See? I mean, bro, he's been here forever. And, you know, I was really hoping that he was going to come on here and explain his story, man, because I actually I wanted this just to be all about him. I didn't even want to talk. Because I know that, for one, I feel cheated by the franchise and the organization. I was all behind the Vegas move, but then I realized and saw what it entailed. You know, and what it entails is that opposing teams' fans are going to overrun our stadium. There's videos out there where we're doing the national anthem, and when it gets to the part of the song by the, you know, for the land of the free and the home of the brave, they yell Chiefs, and it's throughout the whole stadium. You know, where they yell Chiefs in our own home field, bro. So, I mean, you know, you got Mark Davis out here complaining about not having enough of our fans in the stands and how he feels embarrassed. But then he's having our fans, our loyal fans, our diehard fans who've been there through thick and thin, removed for having an opinion. In all actuality, I don't know how anybody can get behind that. Because that could have been any one of us. Now, could you imagine having to travel halfway across the country to go to a home game, have a few signs, have an opinion, just to have yourself removed and be out, what, $500, $600, $700 per ticket? You know, because we all know that Mark Davis is definitely over there drinking the corporate Kool-Aid. He is all about the money. He's jacked the prices up on the seats to go to Allegiant Stadium. And, you know, and now he's freely taking someone's Second Amendment right and removing them from his establishment. An establishment, honestly, that he doesn't even own yet. The NFL owns it because he hasn't paid it off yet. Now, this is what we're signing up for, Raider Nation. This is what we are signing up for. This is what we signed up for when we moved to Vegas. This is what we signed up for when we watched Mark Davis side with Patriots West into bringing this organization back to winning ways. Now, what sucks, and I mean, I know we all want to win, all right, but I don't believe in winning by selling out, all right? That's not what Al ever stood for. Al wanted all odds stacked against us and still wanted to prevail. And, you know, I kind of got used to that. And, you know, now that I'm seeing what I'm seeing now and some of the comments that I've heard over the years since 2011 when Mark Davis took over this team, there's some good things that he's done and I've given him his praise. But there are some things, man, that are just absolutely unforgivable. And this is one of them. Like, this is one of them, man. He shouldn't have been removed. They should have just let him sit there and have an opinion. Even Chiefs fans were up there sticking up for him. He didn't do anything wrong. He did absolutely nothing wrong. This could have been any one of us just for having an opinion. I want you guys to think about that when you sit there and you think about going to a game. All right? When you think about going to Allegiant Stadium, when you think about going and supporting our football team, understand, you better not have your own opinion, or your own opinion better be siding with the masses, because if not, they'll remove you. Now, I don't know about on whether he got his money refunded to him for those tickets, or whether they just said, hey, pretty much, hey, dude, you broke our rules, so we're not going to reimburse you. But a season ticket holder for 19 years, you would have thought that they would have at least went over there and actually spoke to him. Somebody high in the organization, not these fucking toy cops that they had at Allegiant Stadium with that Joey Diaz, fat, gray-haired looking motherfucker removing him from the game. All right? Now, we all have our own opinions. I don't believe in Josh McDaniels because I believe Josh McDaniels can't win without Tom Brady. All right? I trust Josh McDaniels about as much as I trust one-ply toilet paper. I said that yesterday on Dirty Lowe's Live. I'm just watching this whole team, this whole organization flip. Now, there was a certain individual out there that said the players haven't changed, but the organization has. All right? And that's from somebody who's not even a Raider fan. All right? But even the outside fans are starting to see it that the Raiders are changing. Now, whether it's for the better or for the worse, I don't know. But censoring people's speech, that's a problem. That doesn't look good. You know? Now you're going to have every Raider fan who has an opinion even think twice about buying tickets to come watch this team play. We'd rather just go ahead and watch them on TV or off live stream. At least we know we're not going to get thrown out of our own house, thrown out of our own studio for having an opinion. Because, see, I can get out here and I can voice my opinion. You know, I don't have to be at the game to voice my opinion. You know what I mean? But I have 520 of you who will come over here and at least listen to what I've got to say. You know, it's a whole hell of a lot more. I give y'all props because at least y'all give me the opportunity to come on here and say what I've got to say, because Mark Davis probably wouldn't even give me the time of day. And I can tell you this, man, Mark is definitely not his dad. And he's turning his back on his most faithful fans and organization donators. I mean, just like the dude said, Mark, you just lost a fan who was there for 19 plus years buying your season tickets. Now, I've got a few guys over here in the chat, man. I see all y'all there. I salute every one of y'all for coming in here. Gord Peterson, Robert Pena, JB, Navy Vet 44. OG, man, it's good to see you, brother. HYPOCRICY Raider. Yep, one of the guys that I was actually in a heated discussion with yesterday about this very, very, very subject when it comes to organization and how the way it's being handled. And see, even him and I, with two totally different opinions, still collaborate together. You know, we have very different opinions on this. He just wants to win, and I want to win with, you know, doing it the old school Al Davis way. And, you know, hey, I'm not going to get what I want. I already know I'm not going to get what I want, but I'm going to definitely voice my displeasure for pretty much selling out to get a ring. You know, because that's not what Al was about, man. And Al was the reason why I became a Raider to begin with. It wasn't because of his dumbass son. That's for sure. You know, with what the Raiders represented, what the organization represented, how it represented family first, and how every single one of us should consider each other brothers and sisters because we all represent the same shield and we all know what it's like to have to go against the opposition of the NFL and our opponent on the field and prevail. Now, of course, we haven't prevailed since, I don't know, I guess you could say that we prevailed back in 2021 when we made the playoffs. But, you know, ultimately we didn't go to the big dance. And, yeah, we've been getting screwed by the referees this whole time. You know, there's that game that we experienced for Week 18 against the Chiefs was an absolute blowout and an embarrassment. It was an embarrassment for the team. It was an embarrassment for the organization. It was an embarrassment for the head coach. And it was also an embarrassment for the Raider Nation who attended that game and who was also watching that game from home. And I think that bothers me the most, that nobody's safe. It doesn't matter how much you've done to dump into this team, whether you have put together homeless food bank drives and gathered food to donate to the homeless shelters, and going out and representing for the Raider Nation, even in states where Raider Nation, it's still thick, but it's not as thick as, say, if you were in LA or in Oakland or in California, even, or even in Nevada. Man, it just bothers the hell out of me that this is exactly what happened to him. And it just, I really, yeah, I want to talk about that, Dave. We're going to talk about that too, because that was, at least with the guest not showing up today. And yeah, that's rough, bro. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why he didn't show up. I was talking with him all day yesterday, and he assured me that he was going to be here. But, things do come up, especially when you're a busy man, and, you're working hella just, to make ends meet. The dude stays in Vegas, so I know it's got to be high priced over there. So I'm sure that, either he caught the live yesterday and he saw exactly how intense I could be, and he decided not to show because of that. Really, I was just going to give him the floor and have him explain everything. Now, there's an hour and 50 minute, like an hour and 58 minutes on 4Life, Our Raiders story with him on there talking about it. And, I guess that, if we're going to want to go get the story, man, that's where we need to go get it from, because he's not going to get it here from us. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to voice my displeasure about this owner. I don't understand. I understand that you want to win, but I don't understand how you can sell our faithfuls up the river. I really don't. And, we should have understood that he was going to do that with the way he talked about when they were leaving Oakland. All right. He showed no emotion to the Raider Nation that he was leaving behind in Oakland during that interview. It was probably like a 30-second snippet of him just like, oh, well, yep, we're going to Vegas, and hey, we're sorry. I mean, that was pretty much how he put it. So in order for me to be fair, and I am trying to be fair, and I'm not trying to attack the Tommy boy of NFL owners, but let's just call it what it is, man. All right, this guy is just, he's not loyal to his fan base. The only thing he's loyal to is money. And it comes to the point to where it's just, damn, man. All of our dedication, all of our love, all just the thick and thin, how we stick up for this team when we are badgered by other teams' fans. We're told that our team sucks, and we ride or die with this team. Whether we win or lose, we're riding or dying with this team. We're buying their memorabilia. It's really disheartening. I put money on the Jags to win after they went down by 10 points, gave up, went to sleep after they were down by 27, woke up and someone messaged me that they actually won. Hey, well, good for you, HYPOCRICY. Good for you, man. At least somebody got to win. This dude Dave had a nice fantasy lineup with Lawrence, and he won some cash on that game too. Well, at least some of y'all are winning, man. And, hey, at least some of us can win. There's some of us out here who are just taking L's left and right, dude. And, here we go. More of this. FanDuel had a major tech issue. Well, that's why I really don't like betting. As a matter of fact, with the way that week 17 game went, I was going against, I believe it was Raider Gabe in the finals, and I had 5 players who did not get to play, ultimately losing that $200 pot that was up for grabs in that fantasy league. Now, I do appreciate everybody for coming in. I really don't have much else to say except for, Raider Nation, if the organization can do that to one of our own who has been a part of the money factor of contributing into this organization for the last 19 years, and none of us are safe. All right? None of us are safe. So I would say I would pick your actions wisely to where the unfortunate removal of Vegas Ralph doesn't happen to you if you go to one of these games. And if you're anything like me, all right, if you feel any way that I feel, you're probably not going to even want to show up and go into Vegas knowing that if you do wind up expressing your opinion and they don't like it, they can have you and whoever came with you removed. And there's not a damn thing that we can do about it. Now, I was hoping that he was going to be here. And what I was actually going to do was open him up a GoFundMe to where he could at least kind of just get some reimbursement on these tickets that, that he lost, man. And I mean, yeah. And you know what, Dave? Hey, Dave was actually going to be a season ticket holder. And he read all the limitations and whatnot of the contract. You know what I'm saying? And he found out that it probably wasn't going to be on, that it probably wouldn't be a good idea. He had a bad feeling about it. So I could actually bring him in to kind of explain, you know what I mean, what he was going to be talking about when he was signing those contracts. Because, see, I've never went and tried to purchase season tickets because, hey, man, with a bunch of kids and and the things that I've got to go through, being the sole person of, working here and bringing in the money, I've got to be able to spend my money wisely. So season tickets to me, living in Texas, going to Vegas every home game almost isn't feasible with inflation. So I'm going to put the link right here in the chat. Dave, I want you to hop in here, dude. I want you to explain to everybody what it's like and what the contract stipulations are when it comes to getting season tickets and everything that you have to go through. So if you wouldn't mind, Dave, why don't you hop on in here, man? It'll also be quite helpful since I'm over here flying solo, and I wasn't expecting to be flying solo this episode. So I'm hoping that you're going to get in here, bro, and we can talk more about exactly what Vegas Ralph possibly lost. All right, because they could have very well took his season tickets as well for what transpired over week 18. So there you go, man. There's the StreamYard. I will be awaiting your arrival. Unless you can't come in, man, then just go ahead and let me know. But I'm pretty much out of anything to talk about on this. I feel disgraced. I do. I feel disgraced that our own owner would just throw us underneath the bus like this to pretty much save his own skin. Now, one thing, Raider Nation, that we have to understand is in order to know who is in charge, we need to see and realize who we cannot criticize. All right. And obviously, it's Josh McDaniels. And Mark Davis is going to back Josh McDaniels 150%. Now, I wonder how Mark Davis is going to feel if he falls victim to another losing season under Josh McDaniels for this organization. Because not only did he give up, and yes, it's already been out there, Derek Carr has posted up his farewell. He will not be returning to the team next year. And it was, it was disrespectful to say the least on how he was let go. And I'm glad to see that he kept a cool mind about it. And yeah, he did express that he's going to go play somewhere else. All right. So yes, he's going to go play somewhere else. He's not going to keep his word on that because, well, literally with the disrespect that he's been shown by the owner and the organization in a roundabout way by them siding with Josh McDaniels and the new Patriot way, Patriots West out here in Vegas. I mean, if he's able to turn his back on all of the Oakland fans and he's willing to turn his back on the 9-year franchise leading quarterback in yards and touchdown passes for this organization, then he's not going to have a problem, turning his back on pretty much everybody. He's going to stomp on everybody he can to get what he wants. And ultimately what he wants is to be one of the highest paid people in the world. All right. That's why he's hanging out with all them NFL owners, bro, all them NFL corporate bigotry owners. And he's, I've been here on the past trying to voice my opinion about they're going to turn their back on Mark sooner or later. And Mark needs to realize that these people are not his friends. All right. They got him into Vegas, but in order for us to stay in Vegas, Mark Davis has got to sit there and do what the NFL wants him to do. And the NFL is pretty much going to conduct everything about this organization and everything about Vegas because they are literally the owners of this team. Mark Davis is pretty much just a puppet, kind of like the president. He just sits in there and he voices what the NFL wants him to do with the organization. And that's scary, Raider Nation. That's scary. That's extremely scary. And, to the point to where Mark Davis is now starting to think like these NFL corporate assholes. All right. The NFL is a business. It's not about competition anymore. It's about entertainment. It's not about the game anymore. It's about the drama behind what goes on at these games. The drama behind all the roster moves and the things that are said at the press conferences and the things that are said in the locker rooms. It's not about the game anymore. It's not about the competition. And it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. I know I don't feel good about it. It makes me feel sick to my stomach because I thought that when Mark Davis was taking over this team, this was the closest thing to Al that we were going to get. And I was all for it. All right. As much as it hurt to watch Al pass away and leave this organization to his son, I was optimistic that his son was going to carry on Al's vision, the Raider legacy. And he's done everything else but that. And that is a tall tale sign, Raider Nation, that maybe our elite or maybe our alliance with Mark probably should be earned and not given. All right? And that saddens the shit out of me. I'll never stop being a Raider fan. I will never stop supporting this team when it comes to the silver and black and the players on the field. But organization-wise, I don't know if I can back a turncoat, dishonest, unloyal individual like Mark Davis. He stands for everything that I stand against. And it's hard to back somebody when you disagree with him 70 to 80% of the time. Removing our own fans from the stands who have dropped money into this organization for 19, 20, 22, 25, 30 plus years. How am I supposed to get behind that when they showed you the loyalty even when we were absolutely a dumpster fire, bottom of the league? But they still kept showing up. They still kept buying your flag, kept buying your jerseys. They were going off and they were buying footballs with your logo on it. They were showing up to your autograph signings, paying your fucking entrance fees to go in there and get autographs on their jerseys that they bought from the Raider organization themselves to get them autographed by the players who represent this team. You see what I mean? It's like it's an evolving hamster wheel. We have been feeding Mark all of this money for years, and for him to turn his back on us, for him to just smack us in the face the way he has ever since we moved to Vegas is appalling. It's disrespectful, and it shows that he doesn't care about any of us. He doesn't care about us as a fan base, because if he did, he wouldn't make the prices so damn high to where we couldn't show up. And then for him to sit there and run his mouth about how he's embarrassed about how Raider fans don't show up, well, you put the ticket prices so high, we can't. So, of course, everybody else out there, all of these trust fund children and these people in high, because we're a blue collar community, all these white collar folk coming over, gambling, getting tickets because they're a team, they're a team's fan that's opposing the Raiders that week, and they show up in our stadium and take it over. What did you expect? What did you expect? That's actually the perfect way to explain it, Gordon. Thank you for saying that. The Shield has lost our true identity. What this Shield used to stand for, it doesn't stand for anymore. Now it stands for just sell out, baby. Anything for a ring, baby. Just sell out, baby. And anybody who has any type of different opinion on that, well, we're going to censor you. We're going to stop you from talking, and we're not going to let anybody hear you. Well, guess what? Social media is a wonderful thing. And we got our homeboy right there on TikTok recording every bit of what happened to Vegas Ralph. Every bit. With Chiefs fans and Raider fans alike screaming in the background that he did nothing wrong. It's not like he was out there like, I don't know, like that San Diego security guard who was out there yanking his meat, looking at the damn cheerleaders back a couple years ago. Yeah, luckily I'm glad I really didn't get to see that until yesterday. Good old Dave sent that to me. But that guy wasn't removed from the game, and he was sexually pleasuring himself in front of the Chargers cheerleaders, and he wasn't removed from the game. We've seen plenty of people out there with signs during every game. They're not removed from the game. Guys with signs that say, "In car we trust." And not only that, but then people start getting removed because they voiced their displeasure for Josh McDaniels. Well, why wouldn't we voice our displeasure with Josh McDaniels when his play calling isn't good? When his decision making is not very good. He wasn't making decisions for us to win when it came to benching Derek Carr. He was told, probably by Mark, hey, we need to save some money. We already know y'all don't believe in him. You guys haven't believed in him since week 4. So why don't you go ahead and bench him? We can save that extra money, make sure he doesn't get hurt, and then we'll be able to dump that into all the glaring issues that we have going on this roster, going on for next season. And we all knew, man, Derek Carr was, his days were numbered. All right. Wish him luck in everything that he does. Hope he wins as long as he's not playing us. And I salute him for being the stability at the quarterback position for the last 9 seasons. And I don't like the way that he was let go. But then again, this is a business, and Mark is going to treat it like a business, and that's how it's going. It's going to be treated like that. So Mark Davis is siding with money. It's one thing to sit there and turn your back on some of these players, because to be honest, I haven't seen a mishandling like this since Al did with Marcus Allen. And that's a tall tale sign. Hopefully Mark learns from his mistakes, because when that whole Las Vegas stadium winds up being nothing but opposing fans, maybe he'll think about his actions on, like what he's doing. You're throwing out your own loyal fans. Do you think that's going to make any of us want to show up? If we're not able to voice what we want? Mark turned his back on us, man. Should have known it was going to happen. I remember before he even owned the damn team. Right as soon as Al passed away, Mark Davis used to have a Twitter. Do you know that? I know because I hit him up. And I asked him, look, if you're going to do anything, please just give us a competent quarterback. And that was the year he drafted Derek Carr. I mean, it was like a year or two after Al passed away and Mark took over. I tweeted him. And he blocked me. You know what I mean? So, but he went and got Derek Carr. And Derek Carr has been the stability of this football team. But just to know that he's really showing his true colors now. He's turned his back on the fans. And he wants to complain about it, but hey, he turned his back on us first. And I'm not saying that I'm going to turn my back on him. I'm still going to watch every game. I'm still going to vote for this team to win. And if we're winning with Tom Brady, I'm just going to have to stomach that shit. Because I don't like it at all. I've always been a firm believer. I'd rather beat him than join him, or even have him join us, to where we're selling out and sucking on the corporate cock just to win a game, just to win a championship. Hey, I want to win just like everybody else, man, but I want to win a different way. I want to win the way that Al won, because that's what Al would want. And my respect goes to Al. I would never turn my back on Al, because Al gave us this wonderful organization and this wonderful franchise. This wonderful organization and this wonderful franchise that is being jeopardized by Mark Davis. The Raider legacy that is being jeopardized by his son, Mark Davis, and it's all because he wants to be a part of the NFL corporate bigotry. Now, I know that Grimey said he would be here in about 5 minutes. We haven't drafted good since Ron Wolf came back in the early 80s. Damn, see, that's a tall telling tale. And, but what about Max Crosby? Max Crosby was a good draft pick, especially where we got him at. Henry Ruggs, with the way even that ended, that was still a damn good pick. Khalil Mack was a damn good pick. Derek Carr was a decent second-round pick. I mean, we've drafted well, but it wasn't because of Mark. It wasn't because of Mark. It was because of dudes like Reggie McKenzie, Mike Mayock. And even with the boneheaded decisions that John Gruden made, we found some gems in there, man. We found some diamonds in some of those draft classes. The problem is that the organization, from the front office, from owner to front office to coaching staff to players on the field, it's dysfunctional. All right. We're a dysfunctional organization with no continuity in between coach, front office, and owner. And that's our own fault, because we can't seem to keep a coach in here longer than 3 years before we're kicking him out. The Steelers have had 3 head coaches in their existence. All right. We had that in the past 5 years. Easy. So there's no continuity and no stability from front office to coaching staff, which maybe that's why Mark is doing what he's doing, because he is finally trying to build that. But here's the issue. He's dumping all of his eggs, in my opinion, in the wrong basket. Now, his hands are tied, Raider Nation. And that's the reason why he's doing what he's doing, because he owes too much money to John Gruden. He owes too much money to Jack Del Rio. He owes too much money to Rich Bisaccia. He owes too much money to all the coaching staffs, Mike Mayock, John Gruden, all of their coaching staffs together, because he dumped, remember, $40 million is what went to John Gruden, all right, for 4 years. 4 years. Actually, it was 3.5 seasons. And he got paid $40 million. All right? That's a lot of money to lose on a coach that you're not going to be able to keep. So he's dropping all of his eggs in one basket when it comes to Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, because he has no choice. And Josh McDaniels probably did not like that sign and asked Mark to have Vegas Ralph removed. A guy who has no idea about the legacy, the organization, and the Raider Nation fan base. He can sit there and speak all he wants about it. He will never know it until he becomes one. All right? And I honestly don't see that guy ever becoming a Raider. All right? Not fully. He's not going to feel the pain the way we feel it. He's not going to express joy when we achieve victory like we do. And he's definitely not going to hold the players who got us to where we are at high regard, or even the fan base, dudes like Violator, Gorilla Rilla, Vegas Ralph. You know, there's a lot of people out there who dump all their time into this team, who dump a lot. Hell, some of us, put our everyday lives on hold just to come on here and talk about this team. Man, I feel disrespected. As a matter of fact, I'm disrespected and saddened all at the same time. Because every time we go through something, every time we wind up going through a rough season, we're talking to ourselves, asking, why is it like that? So anyway, everybody, I would like to welcome a guest on here. He sides with me on the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast more often than not. Everybody, Grimecast, Grimy.
What's up, brother?
Dave, thank you for showing up, man. Exactly.
Hey, man.
I'm glad you came in. I was actually getting ready to go ahead and end this, dude.
Cool.
Because I'm actually kind of disheartened that Ralph didn't show up. But
oh, no worries. It's a Sunday. Dude. It's a Sunday morning, man. Hold on, real quick. I'm just gonna get my my audio good, dude, because I just jumped in. So
that's cool.
I just got a little.
Yeah, you look like you're pretty good right now, man. You're sounding all right. How does he sound in the chat?
Well, I should sound good. Yeah, it's just in my own hands that I hear stuff. But cool. So, damn, I can hear it just buzzing in my headphones. But
so you were actually going to purchase season tickets.
Yep. I was in. So man, it was like, okay, so I'm out here in Southern California. And, been going to games for, gosh, man, since the mid-'90s. So, well, even a little bit before that, going into the 80s, man, tagging along for tailgates and, watching everybody. In the 80s, man, I went to some games that were good. I was just young and, I was 7 years old, but I saw the shit talking, Raider fans, Chiefs fans. I mean, I saw Barry Word back in the day, Steve DeBerg, some of the, it was a fun time, man. But anyway, I watched, I've been going to games since I was a kid. And when the so the Raiders were in LA when I was growing up. And 2 hours from where I'm at, maybe an hour drive, if that. And then they moved to Oakland in 96, 95. And I'm just excited, dude, because, man, all I heard growing up was the tales of the Oakland Raiders. So, man, we started going to Oakland Raider games immediately, and in the late 90s, and just having a blast, man. And the crowd was unique, and just everything in the crowd. You guys remember back in the day, they used to have a blow-up doll. You want to talk about offensive things in the crowd. Remember they used to have a blow-up doll, bro, in the black hole, and they used to throw around the blow-up doll. It had the thong on with Sales, and much respect to Junior Sale. Those were good times. Much respect to Junior Sale and what he did in the league, man. But that was a rivalry, dude. We were taunting Junior back in those days. Dude. We were talking shit. I mean, I used to hang on the fence with Raider fans by the buses and talk shit to these opposing players. I'm naming a few: Steve DeBerg, Junior Sale, all fun. Junior Sale used to wave at us. He used to wave at us and laugh, But the fans in the black hole, man, I don't know if you remember, they had that thong though, and they did it with other players too. So there was good things, man. I mean, even you had the guy. Remember the guy with the Trust Jesus sign, man? I always loved that sign. I love that sign because, I just love, man, going to games back in the day. It was so good, dude. There was so much pride and so much, it was just a different mentality, Now we're in a corporate world, and that's the one thing. So I was going to Vegas to buy tickets because now where I live, I can get to Vegas in 3.5 hours. It's not that far. I mean, going to Oakland, dude, it'll say on your map 7-8 hours it'll take from Southern Cal, but it's really an 11-hour drive. Give or take. Especially if you're coming back after they lose, it's like an 11, 12-hour long drive. And so I was excited, man. I was all on board, dude. I go to Vegas 3-4 times a year. It's kind of like my backyard out here. That's what we do. We cannot. Like in Vegas, like Vegas is like we just do Vegas, man. It's like because we can't sports bet here, so I can't throw dice here in California. I can't sports bet online. I can't do so. If I'm gonna do that, it's Mexico or Vegas, and so. I'm excited, dude. The NFL's coming to Vegas. They told me my whole childhood, hey, no team will ever be in Vegas. They'll never have a sports team. So you see all these hurdles, and you see the transition, man. You see the frustration, the sadness. They're leaving Oakland. We don't want that. We want them to stay in Oakland. But the NFL, man, I truly believe did not want that. And they don't want blue collar fans in the stands. They want these guys buying skybox tickets. They want a certain fan base. Now go back and look at that Arizona game. We got idiots in the end zone celebrating at halftime with champagne bottles. You tolerate that. You allow the cameras and you allow those TV cameras to come in and see you. Oh, hey, look, we're idiot fans. Hey, we're fair weather idiot Vegas fans. I mean, I'm not bashing Vegas. Shout out to Vegas, man. If you're on board with the nation, man, we welcome you in open arms. But those types of fans, I didn't see them wearing jerseys. They looked like they were just chasing attention on TV cameras. It's an NFL broadcast game, and they're popping champagne at halftime, and we lose that game. That's the type of shit.
Not only that, bro, but they almost look like sit-ins.
They did. They look like implant, like they were planted in. And that's another thing. So you tell fans they can't have a sign, yet you put a cardboard cutout version of what I am. I'm a fan. I'm like this. Yo, let's go. You took a cardboard cutout. You took me, cut me out of the picture, copied and pasted me in the stands in 2020 as if I'm there attending and watching a game. And I know, and I want to say something about that going back to 2020, and this is to the NFL, and that is fan element. The element of the fan bases in that stadium has a lot to do with momentum. It has a lot to do with how the game is played. Not to bash our own team, but the last time we won in Kansas City, they had 40% of their fan base there. Fan element means everything to this game. It builds momentum. Fans and players is what make this game. Not these corporate idiots that sit up there and look at Microsoft Excel spreadsheets and know how to manipulate numbers and know how to manipulate, people into going from, like, I used to spend $30 to free on a ticket. It was like either somebody gave me a ticket or I'm coming up with $30. Then it got to like $70 a ticket. I don't really spend more than $70 a ticket. So that's where my, like, and in a new stadium, I'm at, my budget's about $150 a ticket. You're not getting me for $800. It ain't happening. And you can, and that other fan can have it. He can have it. He can go sit in those fucking stands and pop his champagne and look like a fool. And we, you know what I mean? So, because this. But anyway, going back to that, like, there is so much, and this has been happening over the last 20 years. And as far as Oakland goes, they were very lenient in Oakland. Even though they would yell at you, security would come up to you. For instance, I go to the black hole. I got in the black hole in 2003. I remember security going nuts, dude, over cigarettes being smoked in the black hole. I remember at Qualcomm Stadium, people smoking cigarettes. I remember when cigarettes were allowed to be smoked in restaurants. I remember the transition. What I'm getting at, there was a fight back then. There was a different fight. And that fight back then was, you're not telling me, like, I'd see somebody smoking a cigarette and security, like, is having to ask about 15, 20 times, because that person knows their rights. They're not giving up their right. And I know it's I remember they're like, remember it was like back in the day, like cigarette smoke getting on, these players can't be breathing it in. But back in the day, Babe Ruth smoked, Kenny Stabler smoked. I mean, it's just crazy what we're in right now. What I'm trying to talk about is the game, man. I always talk about the game. We got to protect the game. And the game involves you and me and these players. Even though these players might be a little bit different in pay, like, we all get paid differently. I mean, there's rich people that go to games, but they make millions and they're making money, and we're not. We're dedicated. We're supporting our cities. We're supporting our franchise, our childhood franchise, man. I grew up a Raider fan. And so that that's actually, I see that getting removed, man. I see that being, and it's just, and I've been seeing it over the last 20 years. So I'll share a story, actually. So I was at a baseball game, dude. This was like, I want to say 2012. And I'm on the first base side, dude, and I got these college kids, bro, and they're buying up these $15 beers, bro. Like they're nothing. I sneak in beer. My buddy still can sneak in beer. I'm not going to tell you how we do it, but we still sneak in beer. Actually, I'll tell you how you do it. You wrap it in foil, put it in your lunchbox. They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to fucking go through your shit unless they suspect something. And if you give them a reason to, then they will. But they're not allowed to search your shit. If you're allowed to bring in a certain size drink, water, and blah 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 blah, and a sandwich or whatever. Not speaking for Allegiant Stadium though. I'm speaking for other stadiums just over the last 20 years how we've done it. Because I haven't been to a game since 2019 in Oakland. But what we would do is we would wrap it in foil, stick it in there, and then they had these little they look like drummer sticks, and so they fucking go through your shit, and most of the time if they don't see the alcohol label, they just let you through. So we get in, we start cracking beers. But anyway, these stupid college kids in their 20s, they got money, whatever, they're fucking drunk as shit behind me, and the dude says he's gonna run on the field. And I said, do it, motherfucker. I'm all about that. Do that shit right now. I want to see it. And you know what happened? Security came up to me. And security came up to me and said, hey, dude, if he does that, you're fucking out of here and you're banned from the stadium. I said, are you serious? They said, you will go down for insinuating that event. You will. We witnessed you tell him to do it. I said, he's drunk and stupid as shit and can't handle his alcohol. He can't handle his alcohol. I can. Mommy and daddy didn't teach him about fuck. Dude, I'm going to get kicked out for telling this idiot to do what he's going to do, because I'm going to watch him get tackled by 3 security guards. Maybe he gets away. Maybe he gets back to his seat and we fucking high five. I don't know. But I'm now responsible for this idiot because I said, I dare you. I didn't say I dare. I didn't give him money or anything, but I was like, literally, dude, you want to do that shit? Go for it. But anyway, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying that that's what happens in those in these stadiums. And now the older stadiums, they have different policies, but these brand new NFL stadiums, they have policies that made me, when I was going to buy season tickets, I got cold feet, as if I was getting married. Like, I'm ready to give $100 deposit, in which we did. With 2019, we gave $200 for it to hold the 2 seats. My PSL was going to be $2,500 each seat. We were even working. I think I was going to get as low as like $2,100 at PSL. Dude, those PSLs, dude, are fucking $14,500 right now. $14K, almost $15K for those PSLs. This is a money-making thing between these fans. So when I went to go buy tickets, you had Corvettes. What's the other car? What's Lambos? By the way, I just want to say something. I don't like fucking sports cars. I'm not into it. I'm not rich. I'm a fucking, 4-cylinder filling up my gas. I'm a normal dude, so I see Lambos everywhere, and I'm like, where is this shit coming from? But anyway, that's a whole nother fucking story. But I see it in Vegas. It makes sense in Vegas because you got Vegas, dude. So I'm seeing frickin', you see all these rich people, dude, buying these tickets. Rich people, dude, and I mean, like, coming out of the cars with women. I mean, bro, I'm trying to remember the name of that. Was it the Vegas Centers? Las Vegas Center. What was it? It was like a ticket center. They had it built right by the stadium, and it was during the construction of the stadium. By the way, I was kicked off that lot the day before they broke ground. Oh, hold on. See, I got Allegiant Stadium right here before it was built. Now, when you do this, I had 3 black unmarked cars come chase me off the lot for this. I did years ago when I was doing vlogging. I vlogged that on my old channel. I fucking lost that video, but I vlogged that, but literally got chased out of there the day before they broke ground. So, but anyway, here's my memory from Allegiant Stadium right here. It's a little sandstone. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might paint it. I'm gonna decorate it. I do my own memorabilia now. So I do, because this is me. This is like. I just do my own things. I customize all my Raider stuff for me because I'm my own fan to a certain degree, to where, like, I'm not like, so when I meet people, dude, I go to Vegas, I meet people and Vegas fans and new fans, and I'm encouraging, I'm welcoming, all that, but I'm like, yo, we gotta toughen up, we gotta harden up, we gotta be loud, man. We can't be obnoxious, but we gotta be loud, man, and go in there and just set a presence, man. And I mean, I loved going. I'm not used to seeing what I saw the last 2 games, like where you see Niner fans and Chiefs fans take over that stadium. I'm used to being on the other end. I mean, I've been to like 20 plus maybe, 20 to 25. Qualcomm Stadium, I've probably been to at least 25 times. And that's a game where I got kicked out by security, and the game was over. The game was over. 2016, we won that game in San Diego. Last game between the Raiders. You have the San Diego Chargers, and you have the Oakland Raiders. That was the last matchup between those 2 historical franchises. I was there. They had to pull me out of there. I'm proud of that. It was in a good way. Nothing tacky or nothing like, I was well behaved, all that, but I got a brand. I didn't pay for it. I got a brand, because all the Charger fans left all their shit. They were so mad they were leaving. I had a free program. I had a bunch of programs. I just went through it the other day. I have a brand, like, it has the roster matchups between Derek Carr and Phillip Rivers, like, all the little information that comes with the game day stuff. Man, I was grabbing that shit left and right, and security's like, you need to get out of here now. And that was the day a security guard, everybody knows this one, got caught jerking his shit to the Charger cheerleaders on the sideline. I was on that side of the field, by the way. I was just a few, like, sections up, but yeah, man. I mean, so security, like I said, security.
Hey, did they throw him out?
They arrested him. He got charged. They did not catch on until after the game, because the lady,
okay, so he got to see the whole game, though, right?
He got to see the whole game. Well, yeah, or the cheerleaders, he was watching, because the cheerleaders
game.
So the cheerleaders rotate. So they have, like, packs of cheerleaders, like, on 2 corners, each corner, and they kind of rotate, end zone, all that. So he got the full squad, dude. Yeah, he got the full squad, the full shake, and the full charges as well, because they did charge him. He admitted guilty, and I don't know what happened after that. But security-wise, man, elite security and all them, they are aggressive, man. So, like, walking into a baseball game one time when we were walking across the street, my buddy got pushed hard, dude. Whistle and everything, scarred with the and I got my Carl's Jr. cup filled with beer. I'm like more worried about them catching me with a beer than I am with freaking. But my buddy, it's so funny, dude. I mean, it's not funny. I mean, but I just have a lot of experience, so it's funny to me sometimes. So, like, when I'm there, we're crossing the street. I'll never forget this fucking elite security with a whistle, just bam, just straight stiff arm my buddy, and my buddy's a big dude. He's like 6'5", he's 250, and she just straight stabbed him right in the chest with her fit, just bam, just boom, back to the sidewalk. And that dude's just like, you pushed me. What the and I'm just sitting there sipping on, but like, and then as far as like, man, like, here's my thing overall, dude. We as fans got to protect what we're here for. Like, so if I go to a game, man, I'm there for the experience. I'm there for the memory, and I'm there to be a difference, man. And I'm there to support. And so when I'm diehard fanned out in the stadium, dude, and there's a business side of it to me with that for me as a fan. Like I have a business side, like I just said. I'm not spending more than 150 for one of them tickets in Vegas, dude. I don't care if it's the Chiefs. I don't care if it's a playoff game.
Well, see, you noticed that the changing of the guard was happening right as soon as we left Oakland, and you
Of
can
course.
see it. You could see it in the cheerleader base. I mean, just look at the cheerleaders that we have now compared to what we had back in the day. Where are the hyenas, bro? We don't have any more hyenas as the cheerleaders now. We got blonde-haired bimbos. All right, and we've got brown-haired, brown-eyed, easy on the eyes, white girls. Best way to put it. You know what I mean? Now, it's like we used to embrace our culture. We used to embrace, just like what Matt over here was saying, Al liked to cheat too, but Al did it with integrity, man. He said pretty much how we used to do it. We're not going to take what they give us. We're going to take what we want.
Yep.
And we're going to do it our way. Okay? That right there rings true. Yes, we cheated to win, but we cheated to win our way.
Well, hold on. We did what we had to win because there was no rules in place. So there were like back in the day, there really wasn't a rule in place, so to say, for like a stick 'em. Like everything evolved as the game evolved. The Raiders did so many things to create what evolved in the game today to create more rules. These days, you know what I mean? So like I've always here's why the reason why I like the reason why I always liked Al Davis, man, is because he did it his way. But one of the reasons I became a Kobe Bryant fan as well, man, is because Kobe did it his way. That I like those types of minds, man. I like people who cut against the grain, who question things that are in place. Like, hey, back in the day, football was a running game. Like it was a game of trenches, halfback game. It was, rushing the football. Al Davis envisioned the passing game. Like, hey, what if the quarterback drops back and sails it 50 yards down the field? Al Davis was part of that vision with Sid Gilman. And then you saw Air Coryell evolve, all that, through those days, that vision, that's where that vision came from back in the day, because this game is still evolving today, man. I mean, today's game though is around referees. Really, you're looking for a call. And today, what sucks about today's game is that it's so corporate that you're looking for a bad call to go your way. That sucks, man. That just sucks. I mean, like when you're watching a football game, dude, and I'm not discrediting what happened last night, and I'm glad the Chargers lost. I was pulling for the Jags all day. But typically a quarterback that fucking throws 4 interceptions does not come back to win.
Right.
And a 27-point deficit. And that kind of cleans up some of our talk this year with all the leads that we blew. Chargers blew a 27-point lead with a good defense, a really good defense. Derwin James is like an all-pro. I mean, like, and then they got Khalil Mack, Bosa. I mean, so today's NFL, they really control the momentum, man. It's not so much us fans. I mean, Jaguar fans, do we really want to say Jaguar fans were the difference in that game? I mean, momentum flipped, but I'm just saying that the referees, the way they control this game, any team's alive, man, and that's where we see a lot of these comebacks.
Every opportunity to come back in that game. There was
exactly
calls. I mean, it almost looked like that the Chargers wound up getting the Raider treatment with all the flags they were getting when there should have been no calls. And I'm not sticking up for the chokers whatsoever.
I know, no, that's a huge loss. They fucking, dude, imagine if you're a Charger fan on this morning. You're fucking bummed. You are fucking bummed, dude.
I got a coworker, man, who's a Charger fan, and I know
you got Monday morning talks and shit to do.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's got a real bad taste in his mouth after that ass whooping they took. They gave up a 27-point lead. Even we didn't give up a 27-point lead this year, and our defense is like what, 30th, 29th? I mean, We don't have Khalil Mack. We don't have Joey Bosa. We have Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, and that's all we have. You know, we don't have a Derwin James. We didn't have an Asante Samuel Jr. who came down with 3 interceptions
picks.
in one half.
Fucking
You know, but we didn't blow a 27-point lead. And, and that's the thing, man. I think the NFL is rigged when it comes to it. Like, I try to look past all that shit and I try to say, okay, no, it's just football. You know what I mean? But the referees play a huge part in this game. And I think that's kind of what Mark is trying to shoot for. He wants to get those referee calls on our side. So we got to get rid of that chip on our shoulder about always being the ones who are persecuted against and try to fall in with the corporate NFL bigotry.
Well, we're already there, bro. We're in Vegas.
And we're already there.
Yeah, we're there, man. And that's the one thing, that's the vibe I got getting tickets was, I guess I went through what a lot of people are going through right now, man, and that is the shock value of what you're seeing take place, man. People
26th, my bad. 26th. 26th in defense.
You're seeing people pop champagnes, you're seeing fans getting their signs taken away. They can also take tailgating away. They can take so these are the questions I asked. Hey, I go, what if I decided to I mean, I've only painted my face one time. One time, I want to say it was like 2001, I painted a shield on my face in the parking lot. It was fun. They were doing face paintings. It was like for a good cause. But I painted my face that one time. It was cool. I had a lot of fun, man, running around the stadium with my face painted. And so that was one of my questions. You know, I was like, what if I decided to paint my face? What if I had, I mean, I have the title grimy. I can get low down and dirty on certain things. I can handle smack talk. I can handle fucking, like if I see, like I've seen people dressed in crazy ways, you know what I mean, at stadiums, like sometimes practically naked. I've seen people naked practically at a fucking game, dude. You know, where like, you know, the thing is that with all that said, you know what I mean, like, that was one of my questions. Like, what if I bring in a spiked shoulder pad, or what if I have a cool hard hat? Like, I'm into hard hats and spikes and shit like that. So I have custom hard hats and stuff like that. And they're like, hey man, at any time they can revoke that policy because so basically. And Matt Maranovich is hitting some spots right there. Dude. He's right, dude. So it's not about our ticket sales. So when I said they had cardboard cutouts in the fans, basically these TV deals rule. Our dollar really, it's. I'm not saying it's irrelevant, but like paying $800, they don't really care if you do or you don't, man. Those TV deals are guaranteed. They're 10-year deals typically. I think the Raiders got a massive deal. When you get a brand new stadium, you're getting a huge portion. I know the Rams get a huge portion of the TV deal for LA. I think the Raiders might even be involved in that. The Raiders might even be pulling in some funds because but then again, I could be wrong. This was like, we're in 2023. This was 4 years ago. I was doing a lot of trying to understand the policies and what's going on. But the main thing is it's policy, man. It just comes down to policy and reading the fine print and knowing what you're buying, man. And that's why, man. So for instance, I met this good kid, dude. He was like 24. He's a Raider fan. He was a good kid, man. He was at the bank and he's like, I'm going to the game. This was a year ago. He's like, I'm going to the game. I'm like, dude, that's awesome, bro. But I got one question. How much did you spend for your ticket? And he goes, it was about $450. I go, damn, man. He was a good kid. He told me he made his bed every day. He's like, I make my bed every day. He's got goals. He's fucking in it, dude. He's dialed in. But I'm like, damn, dude, I felt bad, man, because I feel like he's getting ripped off for $450 a ticket. I'm like, bro, like I wanted to encourage him to go, hey, go have fun, do this, man. But from an old school standpoint, dude, I'm going to watch the Raiders win the AFC West for fucking $70 in 2002 when Oakland Stadium was to the top, and the vibe was like awesome, and we were winning. Bill Romanowski flexes to the black hole. The freaking whole black hole stands up. I was on the opposite end, so I could see the whole thing. And, you know, just recording the game on VHS. You know, I didn't have the smartphone back then to be like, yo, dude, look. I wish I had that content. I had a smartphone in 2002, and I could be like, yo, Raider Nation, this is what it's all about right here, dude. Like I love it, man. I love the game, and that's why I always say, man, we got to love this game. and protect the game, man, because this is all of this is why we're here, because this is our childhood game, man. Every Sunday, Saturday, weekends, day after school, we're going out and we're playing pickup football. We're having our favorite players. I remember not leaving my house. The Vince Evans game, when Vince Evans came in versus the Redskins, dude. I remember like my buddies like, "Come on, man, we're playing." They're playing pickup ball, and I'm still. Hey, shout out to Sublime.
Sorry, I had to post
Hey, shout
that
out to
up, dude.
Sublime, bro. Hey, dude. Hey, shout out to freaking 40 ounces to freedom on that one, bro. Like I said, dude. Just, dude. Like, hey, man. Whew. Hey, SoCal, baby. I love it. I love it, bro. You know
Well,
how
I
it
mean,
is out here. Woo.
What was the price that they threw at you for season tickets?
So my PSL, dude, was 2,500 for section 400, like kind of within the window of the 50-yard line. Like, so I had like, so they were gonna hook me up, bro. They were gonna hook me up. I had some good vibes, bro. You know, I mean, so I had some good, like, I mean, Howie Long Jr., Howie Long's son, who didn't play football, was my rep. Super cool kid. Took some pictures with him. Talked a lot of football, of course. Raider Dave talks, man. So I talk his ear off. But the thing is that it was just good. We traded emails, started getting more on the policy, and you know, yeah, but yeah, it was 2,500, but it was looking like they were going to give me, if I bought 2 seats, they were going to give me each PSL for 2,100. And if I would have locked it in, then I mean, then but I got out. I got out within like 4 months because I kind of saw what was happening. I saw the changes. I saw the changing of what was happening, dude, because 2020 was right around the corner. So during that time, dude, I actually started getting word, dude, about 2020 in like December, dude. So I started getting like a little bit ahead. I would actually watch it. You know what I learned a lot about the pandemic was Joe Rogan's podcast, man. I started watching a lot of Joe Rogan's podcast, and just things were lining up like to where it looked like a shutdown was coming. So I basically freaking had to pull out, man, because then they didn't let fans in the first year, and that pissed me off, dude. I didn't understand. Like, you know, you just like fan element is everything to me, man, when it comes to professional sports. Being at the nostalgic moment, dude. I was there when Barry Bonds hit the freaking home run, dude. That was a moment, dude. Like, there's just a vibe in the air that you can't define, dude. There's a momentum. There's it's like a magical moment, dude. It's like something that needs to be written in an article and be reread. Like, it's like when I read articles about the 60s and the early 70s of Raider football. When I read those articles, I get a nostalgic feeling for the person that is explaining. I love reading Raider history, and when I read it, it's like I'm there, you know, because that person's explaining his feeling, you know, and you know, so yeah, man, but yeah, dude, I mean, like but it was going to be reasonable. So I mean, and then after that, so once you get it, so like for instance, like so if I get my tickets, I pay the PSL. And you have 10 years. You actually have 10 years. I didn't know that until later, but I guess they gave people a 10-year window. Or once you pay them off, they're good for 10 years. I can't remember how that was to work, but the main thing was my tickets were going to be like $100 a ticket after that for 18 games. So 1,800 per season. So basically, if I did have season tickets, I'd probably be spending 3,400 a year for 2 tickets. But the PSL would be paid off. But the PSL you own the rights to, now that PSL that was worth 2,100 at cost or whatever, that PSL now sells for 14,500.
Now, see, check
so it's
that
got
out.
equity, which is crazy.
Right. So you're talking that at least, you know, you dropped $1,800. Like, say you went through with this deal. All right.
Yes.
Even dudes like Vegas Ralph probably got it for what, 1,900 bucks total for one season, but then he's been a season ticket holder for 19 years.
Yeah, so you got 3 you got 3 preseason nows, I think, and then you got the 17, so actually 20 games, my bad. So probably 20, cuz you got to buy the preseason with it. But so Vegas Ralph has been a season ticket holder for 18 years is what you're telling me?
Yeah, 19 years.
Damn.
19 years is what he was and you know, and they threw him out, dude, like he was a piece of trash.
Yeah, because going to games is a lot of work, dude. Going to games is a lot of work, man. I mean, the most I've ever went to in 1 year was 4 games. So 4 games for me is a lot. It's a lot of time and a lot of work, dude. You're dedicating not just a Sunday. There's, I mean, because we tailgated, so there's the night before, there's that, and then knowing that he's having a sign. I mean, he's having a sign made, all that. So, but yeah, man. I mean, it's always been, in the crowds, dude. I mean, for the most part, dude, it's been a pretty free situation where you can have a sign. Like I said, they had blow up dolls and beach balls back in the day. We used to bounce the beach balls around, dude, in the crowd, and the security would take it away, and then they give you the stare down, then walk away. That was about it. That's good fun back in the day, and so yeah, man, it's one of those things where corporate, it's NFL policy that now we're going to start
Kool-Aid, dude. Let's just go ahead and break it down. It's the slogan of this fucking channel.
Oh, absolutely, it is
the corporate Kool-Aid, and these cats are drinking the.
Oh, they do.
Kool-Aid.
Oh, they do, dude. And that says a lot about like the next generation of fans that's coming up, dude. That's how the NFL feels about them. I like I said, I told that kid, I was like, hey, bro, this is what they think of you, dude. They think you're $450, dude. They think they don't want me in there, bro. I don't get my voice back for a week when I go to a game.
Right.
Not only do I don't get my voice back. It takes a week.
Weeks of planning.
Yeah.
Like normally when I'm going to a game, I've got that shit mapped out 3-4 months prior before I'm even going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to line up that hotel room. I got to line up my fucking transportation. I got to line up all this, whether I'm taking a plane or I'm driving out there. I've got to stack all that money up. Plus, I've got to have enough to go in there and buy some memorabilia because I don't want to leave without anything. You know what I mean? And then, I'm not going to sit there and spend $15 in beer. So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and have to go grab my own fucking beer. And
get the tinfoil, wrap the beer.
Right. Yeah, I got to get the tinfoil, wrap the beer.
Hopefully they allow that at Allegiant. I was like,
I've got a lot of shit that I've got to wind up doing just to sit there and even getting my signs made if I'm making signs. And just like we've been talking about, Raider Nation, there have been signs since the beginning of this organization. All right. And we've never seen anybody publicly thrown out for having an opinion until the last game of the season. I mean, it's the first time it's really ever been publicized. And that's why I appreciate social media, because when we see fuck shit happening like this, at least now we get to witness it and we finally get to see the full story.
Yep. And yeah, dude, and because I'm just curious, like, what if you wore a paper bag over your head or a clown face or whatever? I could just, and it's just crazy, dude, how like once they make that decision, once you've agreed to the terms, I guess the word I'm looking for is agree to the terms. It sucks, man. I mean, it sucks. I'm that guy, dude, that just been through it. I question everything. I'm the kid that acts out, dude, when shit gets real corporate. I kind of act out and start giving the substitute teacher a hard time, dude. And I start getting, my parents get called and say, hey, he's acting like a kid again. Yep, because I get treated like a kid. When you start treating me like a kid, and, for instance, I was saying in the chat, I think, so when I walked into a Charger Raider game, that was 2013, when we were 0-10 that game. But we were going in, there was a Raider fan pushing a Charger fan in a wheelchair. We had to park, we couldn't even park in the stadium. That game was so packed. But we freaking went into the stadium, so we had to walk in from the street, we had to park in front of somebody's house, use their bathroom, everything. But anyway, they were nice enough to let the women use the bathroom. But so we had to walk into the stadium, dude. And when I'm coming in, dude, there's a Raider fan, dude. He's with his buddy who's a Charger fan, but he's pushing him in a wheelchair. And we're all on the sidewalk, and security's like, stay on the sidewalk! Stay on the sidewalk! You guys, they're treating us like freaking sheep and shit, dude. Like herding us into the stadium, like, hey, And so, we're all on the sidewalk. I stepped off the sidewalk, dude, because I wanted to let that guy through. Security straight pushed me, bro. Pushed me. Shout out to that, Rich. Shout out to the IE, baby. IE. We're getting our rain right now. Hey, our roads are crazy right now. But anyway, the main thing is dude, I literally got pushed by security, bro. Literally to where I was to where it pissed me off, to where my buddy, who can come unglued as well. He can really easily come unglued. It kind of grounded him a little bit where he grabbed my shoulder, he pulled me back. He goes, hey, bro, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I'm like, dude, that was out of line, dude. I'm literally you have a disabled human being right there, dude, and being pushed in a wheelchair, and I just tried to like fucking let him through and literally got pushed. And once again, these guys make like these guys are like I mean they're just doing their job to a certain degree, but they're you know but then you have the power trippers and shit, dude. It's just one of those things. It just kind of it's just crazy, dude. But I've been through it. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, been sitting in the
What pisses
stands.
me off though, man, is because we go over to these tailgates, and I know that some of us have been there, most of us have been there, and you know, some of us have not. And if you haven't been there, you do have to experience it because it is one of the greatest experiences you can ever have as a
Love it.
Raider Nation member. Everybody is so nice, man. When it comes down to the OGs of this fan base, of this, they are all about football, all about what's going on in the field, but they're all about unity and brotherhood and sisterhood in the parking lot. You're getting free food. You're getting treated like a king the whole time that you are in this tailgate, and you're surrounded by like-minded individuals who are there to have a good time, who are there to finally decompress from the week that they've had working their asses off just to get to this game or to get to a multiple collection of all these games. And these people are just so down to earth, and they make you feel right at home. You know what I mean? When you sport the actual colors and you represent the shield like we all do, we all come together. You know, and to me, it feels like that division that they're trying to rule out those fans. They're trying to get those people out of there to where we can get the type of people in there who are just going to go there to go to their favorite casino, to go spend what millions of dollars that they have sitting in the bank from their trust fund grandparents who are over here just dumping a shit ton of money. And then, oh, hey, maybe we'll go see a Raider game.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and those are the type of people that are trying to bring in because of course those people are going to drop $1,000 on beer sales inside of there. You
And
see
I
what
think
I mean? And
I think also, dude, this is just, and I'm just speculation. This is just what swirls through my brain when I see opposing fans. I see this as like opposing fans like, shit, I couldn't go to a Raider game in Oakland or LA, but I can in Vegas, so I'll spend $1,000 to do it just to try it out. So I can see that these guys they were so intimidated to go to these games, and not that they should have been, man. Oakland's a great experience, man. So San Diego Raider game is fucking crazy. It's crazy. LA Coliseum, bro, crazy. Fucking crazy. But Oakland, bro, was different. It was crazy. But during that window of game time, 3-4 hours, bro, it's freaking unity, dude. It's love, dude. You're in the state. So I'm in the line going into Oakland. This is like 2003 or 2004. I don't remember. But one of those years, I was there in the line, bro. And this dude's walking, like, we're all in line. Everybody's yelling, Raiders. And then this dude's walking around with a 30-pack of Bud, bro. And he's just hucking beers in the air. He's just hucking beers, dude, and everybody in line had their hand up, and they were just grabbing beers, and we're crushing them like Stone Cold Steve Austin in line before we get in. I remember crushing like 2 Bud Lights or whatever, like right before I'm about to go through the turnstile, and just literally like I'm like, and security's like, get it down. I'm just like, boom, boom, and we're going in, and once you get in, you're like a player. You're like a player running through the tunnel. As if you're a fan, you're running, and then once you see that little freaking window of the field, and you see the players out there, you see it getting loud, fucking pumped, dude. Like I said, I'm gonna go to Vegas. But I'm hoping it can be this year, man. I just need to be at my price, man. And when them tickets come, dude, I'm there, dude.
About to say, I'm not going until them ticket prices come down.
Yeah.
I'm not spending $500 for fucking nosebleed seats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if anything, I'm going to go spend my money to go on the motherfucking tailgate, watch it on the big screen TV with a lot of my brothers and sisters enjoying the wonderful food they're cooking and enjoying being just around the nation.
And here's the thing, dude. You could go to a bar. You could wear like whatever shirt you want, representing whatever. Probably even hold up a sign in the bar, and they'd be cool with it. I mean, dude, I argued with the freaking bartender. I had a Raider hater bartender last time in Vegas. We had a freaking shout out to you, Raider Rich. I know. Hey, But you know what? I miss them both, man. I miss both, man. I grew up an LA Raider fan, man, and so Oakland's always been nostalgic, but I love the whole thing, man. I really do. But the Coliseum was fun, man. And a lot of great memory, but just the whole thing. I love the whole thing, man, and that's why I'm hoping that with Vegas, dude. I'm hoping we can light it up, dude. I'm hoping we can light that up, and we will, dude. We will. It's just we got some changing of the guards right now, dude, and hopefully Kansas City gets freaking knocked out of the playoffs, dude, and shit just fucking starts to go downhill for some of these other teams. You get the Chargers upset the Chiefs, and we can hopefully step in and maybe start getting live there in Vegas. But yeah, no, Ben. But yeah, dude, I really do like next year. There's some cool like that Green Bay game. I know they're gonna charge a ton for that game, and that's another thing. They're gonna, dude. They're gonna they man, once they got this thing set up, dude, to where it's like they're scheduling and all that, they're going to probably, who knows, they'll probably give us more primetime games, and they'll probably try to, sell those tickets for like 800 a pop, make them the premier game. And then which sucks, man, which sucks, it's like, but yeah, man, the main thing is, I always want to be a season ticket holder, but I'm glad I'm not right now because, man, I just don't want to
changing, man.
Yeah, it was actually a dream of mine, dude, to be a season ticket holder. I love the movie Fever Pitch, dude. I'm not a Boston fan at all. Can't stand Boston. Can't stand I'm a West Coast guy, dude. But I like that movie because there's a scene where they get their season tickets. They're excited. They're dividing them up. And I remember those days when we would all go in on tickets. The best we could do was usually partial. We would go 4 games a year and then split them up. And like you were saying, the night before getting ready for a game, the biggest thing for me was huge arguments, dude, with my buddies on what we're going to eat.
Right. Well, hey, I want to shout this out right quick, man. Raider Rich, yes, Grimecast is back. He's starting to do more content and videos now. Well, hell, why don't you explain it since I got you on here?
Yeah, I'm coming back, dude. I'm going to pop a live stream this week. I'm coming back, man. And, I lost my channel, but then I somehow regained it. They said I was going to lose everything. Like, it's like you're going to lose all your video content, comments, everything. And, so I was trying anyway. I don't know why that happened. I think it was just in idle too long. But long story short, it regenerated itself back. I was able to get it to where once I renewed it or whatever, everything came back on my channel, which was cool. But I did start another channel. There's going to be another little bit different content behind that. It's going to involve a little bit more about the activities and what we do as Raider Nation and things like that. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of work though to put that together. There's a vision there. It's coming. Everything's flowing. I got to find the right energy. And then as far as like Raider football, I just got to do a better job of getting on the internet and talking with you guys because I do have a lot to say. And it's just my energy level. It's good, but I'm very passionate about this team. So when I talk Raiders, I'm very energetic and, but I'm coming back, man. I'm coming back. I've been flirting with the idea of doing a live stream. I want to get on here and talk with you guys about a lot of things. I have my own free agent sheet, my own draft sheet, everything, playing a draft league. And, I put all that on like, some spreadsheets, dude. So I'm like doing my own thing, man. And Roquan Smith just got checked off, dude, because he just got $100 million deal with the Ravens. And I've always liked that linebacker, dude. I wanted us to draft him top 10 in 2018, and a lot of people back then were telling me that guy couldn't play linebacker in the NFL, and I kind of want to revisit that talk a little bit because that guy's fucking the linebacker that I always wanted, and I fucking wish we had him. I know we couldn't have drafted him, but, number 10 overall, he got picked number 8, but I remember people saying, he might be 15, 20. But anyway, I love fucking football, man. I love the draft. I love free agency only because it's been my life the last 20 years. I want to talk about Super Bowls. I want to talk about number 4. I want to talk about all that. But yeah, I'm back. I'm excited. And shout out to you, man. Shout out to you guys. You critique, man. You and Hardcore, man. I appreciate you guys keeping me in the loop, dude. And keep me involved, man. And
definitely want to keep you here, keep you around, and keep you in the loop, and bring you out of retirement anytime I possibly can.
Because what happens, you get cozy, bro. I was getting cozy. I was getting my back rub here and there, and I'll just be like, should I do a live stream? I'm just playing. It ain't like that.
He's over
like,
there
Raider Dave, like rubbing my shoulder. Like, Raider Dave, you sure you want to do a live stream? We got this nice, I'm getting rubbed at. I'm just joking, bro. I'm just joking, dude. I'm grimy. I'm fucking blue collar all day, dude. You know, I have no problem getting my hands dirty. I have no problem fucking doing the dirty work, man. And you know what, man? And like, you know, and like I said, man, if I got to lose my voice for 2 weeks for this team to win a Super Bowl, as a fan, man, my number one thing is just bring that energy, dude. And man, let's energize up. Let's re-energize. Here's a good way to close it out today. Let's rebuild our energy with us, man, and watch them feed off of us. You know,
Right, man.
and
And and we got to be the positivity even when there's been so much negativity surrounding this team for the last 2 years.
yeah, because
And
Raider
it's
Nation
hard to
always
be
supports.
positive. Yeah, it's hard to be positive when you're watching your franchise and your team and your owners sell out.
And you
You
know they
know what
took
I
the
mean?
wrong pill, bro. They took the corporate pill. You know.
Yeah, they took the corporate pill, and now it's just one big shit sandwich that we're all gonna have to wind up taking a bite unless we plan on jumping ship. And I'll tell you what, man, Raiders fans ain't known for jumping ship, dude. We make everybody else walk the plank. You know, we go down with the ship. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
and I wouldn't have it any other way. I believe that we owe it as a respect to Al Davis and what he brought, what he started. And I think that we need to try to keep that legacy alive as much as possible by us old schoolers who know what it was like, who knows what Al expected
Yep.
out of his
Yep.
fan base. And whether Mark Davis wants to accept us or not, that's on him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you this right now, he's not backing us. He's turned his back on us. He really has. And he is going to side with making the money. Now, I'm also going to be doing a keep or cut episode, and I'm going to be doing that with Afakasi Raider and Aunt Six on Afakasi's channel this evening at 7 p.m.
Nice. I'll
Now,
check that out, bro.
I want to apologize to everybody for Vegas Ralph not showing up. Really, if I would have known that this was probably going to happen, I just would have went ahead and started on time anyway and brought on Grimey earlier. But I want, I just want all y'all to understand to where I'm coming from, how I feel about it. Mark, have some integrity, man. People who have dumped all this money into this organization for as long as they have and have backed you through thick and thin during the good and the bad times, embrace these people, because without us fans, you wouldn't have a team.
Yep.
All right. And let's be real about that, man. If Al wouldn't have sucked us in the way he did, this team wouldn't have a fan base to root for him. And Mark needs to be real careful on his moves to make sure that he doesn't shy away and get us old school fans away from watching football, because I know a lot of us old school fans, if we walk away, bro, we're not watching football no more.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
We're not going to watch football at all.
Yep.
All right.
Those games were boring yesterday. Well, except for the comeback late in the game, but
we'll probably move on to slap fighting championships, because you know what? I fucking enjoy watching that shit.
Hold on. Those are good. Hold on. Can I say something, though? On Amazon Prime, bro, on Friday night, they had kickboxing on. It was good. I've missed kickboxing, bro. That brought back Van Damme and good shit, bro. We were like watching. I was like, you know what? I was like sitting there watching it. I'm like, man, I kind of like this better than UFC, bro. Because there's no takedowns, dude. I was like, this is blow for blow. And, you got your TKO, so I didn't mean to cut you off, but Amazon Prime had the fucking kickboxing on Friday night. It was great. I loved it.
I got a homeboy out there in Fresno, man. He's training for BKFC.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And that bare knuckle fighting championship is a whole hell of a lot different, because there's no ground, nothing, man. It's all stand up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're catching knuckles. That's what you're catching, dude. And we could easily, if we stop watching football, at least there is some type of other entertainment for us, real old school fans, man, old school football, where we want to see people get that helmet jammed into their fucking numbers and see snot bubbles coming out their nose, because that's the way the game used to be played. Now, with the way everything's going on with the DeMar Hamlin incident and things like that, man, that hit should not have really done what it did, but it did do what it did. So it's understandable why they're changing the rules the way they're changing them, which makes us old school fans kind of like, well, damn, we never saw that back in the day, but I'm kind of glad they're doing something about it now. But man, if you keep turning your back on the organization, on the fan base that built your organization, what do you guys expect us to do? I
Yep.
mean, you're throwing out 19-year season ticket holders, man. What makes us exempt from that happening to us just because we have an opinion?
And the key is just go back to 2020 when there was no fans in the stands, man. You can relive that one just 2 years ago and look into the stands when there was no fans. The vibe was very eerie. The vibe was very eerie. Shout out to you, Raider Ben, dude. Hey, I did not forget you, brother. We're gonna chop it up, dude. We're gonna chop it up. I was just explaining how I'm getting like I'm a slow mo in the freaking in the fucking YouTube, bro. I've been lazy. I've been lazy and too cozy, bro. You know what I mean? I'm over here fucking drinking Mai Tais. You know, fucking acting like I'm retired, and I'm not. I need to get my ass to work. Raider
Well, I'll
Nation, I
tell you
promise you.
what, man, I've had a long fucking season. I've been here at least twice a week every game. And of course, throughout the off season, I've been dropping, a few here and there. But this is the season finale, pretty much, man. I'm going to end this season on a good note with my homeboy here, Grimy Raider Dave. Now, you'll see me on some lives here a little bit later. And then, of course, I'm going to do that one live at HYPOCRICY's channel this evening for the keep and cut scenario. But after that, man, I'm not going to be on here to report on any news until things happen. I'm sure that here within a month or two, we're going to start getting an influx of possible free agents that we're going to sign. And of course, mock drafts are going to be all over the place. So, I will be keeping up. I just won't be dropping any content. But I appreciate every single one of y'all who have made this season for me the most successful season for the Raider Critique. We are now at 520 subs, which is a number that I never thought that I would ever reach. I'm hoping that one day I can get to 1,000 to where when I do start going to these tailgates, I will be able to record from my phone to where I can get you live footage from the tailgates at the games to where if you have not experienced it, at least you will be able to experience it virtually, maybe hopefully setting a fire up underneath your ass to actually go and attend one of these things, which if you haven't done it, man, you're missing out. You really are. Raider Nation is the most loyal fan base in all of sports.
Absolutely.
We don't try to shy away from what this organization and what this team stands for and what Al brought to the table, which is a major reason why a lot of us are Raider fans to begin with. And if we can just try to unite over these dark times, I mean, there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. All right. Now, is it through Josh McDaniels or not? I do not know. And that future is still yet to be foreseen. But I can tell you from what I'm seeing now, with our own owner turning his back on the OG fans of this fan base, of this organization, is a tall telling sign. It really is. And I think a lot of us are going to wind up being pissed off more often than not. Because if you feel about it the same way I feel about it, man, it's a little bit about integrity and not biting the hand that feeds you. And we've been feeding this organization. I've been feeding this organization for 30 plus years.
Yep. And the good thing about Raider Nation is Raider Nation's very creative, man, when it comes to coming up with our own ways and creating our own path to a certain degree, man. We will find a way. We will find a way. And yeah, man, main thing is identify what's in that policy, man, when you and just kind of know what's going on, man, because times kind of suck, man. We've lost some freedoms in this world, dude. You know what I mean? And like one thing is I always like to self-expression's a big part of all of us, man. We all have a form of expressing our opinion and and all that, and we have every right to. And like I said, one of my favorite things going to the game is taking a picture with a fan with a sign, because there's a message there, and hey, is this guy gonna get on TV? This guy gonna get on TV, and so it's one of those things where it's just fun, man. We gotta keep that fan experience number one, man. Well, I'll end it with this. You know what? I know that's crazy. I know it comes out of the tunnel. I know. We want to find a way out of the tunnel. We don't want to go back into the tunnel, but But the main thing is that we just find that that groove to where we can identify stupid shit, dude. Because like I said, corporate policy sucks, dude. It's like non-compete. It's like and some of the I'll end it with this. I've always stood up to corporate policy. I'll tell you, years ago, being in the trades, dude, working in construction and all that. One thing they always tell you, you have to sign what's called a non-compete contract. Guess
Yeah,
what?
non-compete clause.
Yes, it's worthless. No fucking judge will fucking basically no judge is gonna fucking get it. Basically, go do what you have right here is intellectual property. This means what you have stored in your head belongs to you, man. If you read it somewhere, like let's say somebody wrote an article and you read that information and you fucking consume that information. It's now here. It belongs to me. So when I put something out on the internet, I'm sharing information. That's information, and I don't look at that as like, hey, that's my content or that's this and that. That's how corporate policy views it, though. Corporate
Right.
policy, I feel like human beings help it. If I share a piece of information with you, I'm sharing information with you to better you, to inform you and to like educate you, just like you're sharing information with me to better me. And we're getting more collective of an idea because you have your experience, I have my experience. We're broadening that knowledge, man. Corporate policy doesn't want to do that. Corporate policy wants to shallow your mind. They want you to sign that non-compete clause because they want you to work for them. They don't want you to work for you. So that was one thing I did years ago, dude. I walked away from a company, dude, and I had everybody like, well, I was the first one years ago. I walked away eventually, but I was the first one, dude, in my company years ago. This is in the mid 2000s. I signed it. Everybody got pissed at me. Dave, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? I'm like, yo, bro, that ain't. I'm all, dude, sign it. They can't do shit. I already know, they can't do shit. And boom, dude.
Right.
And in California they can't, because we're protected. We're protected to shit like that. But the point being is that like, here's what people need to know. You have more control. Believe it or not, the people are always in power. You just have to know that. And I can't say that I can walk into that stadium and get my way. But I can say that, or they wouldn't take a sign away from me or anything, because with me, I attract attention. Wherever I go, somebody does something stupid to me, and you want to know what happened to me, bro? Here, I got so many fucking stories. I was told to take my Raider hat off in a restaurant. Facts. Dude, Lord of the Rings 2 Towers was out. I was going to the movie theater. I took my wife and my brother-in-law out for dinner, dude. I'm in a bar, bro. It's about to turn into a club, dude. There's people had Kango hats on, all that. I have a Raider hat on, bro, sitting at the table. The kitchen came over, bro, and they said, or first the waiter goes, hey, man. He goes, hey, bro. He goes, you got to remove your hat while you're dining in. I said, is that a policy? And he goes, yes, it is. I said, show me the policy, dude, because I see other people wearing hats. And he goes, no, baseball caps. I said, it's not a baseball cap. It's a football hat. So I started getting sarcastic back with him. I got a little smart ass with him, but I didn't like the way I was being approached. I'm in the middle of eating my nachos, biting into my nachos. Fucker walks right up to me when I'm fucking eating, dude. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You got a problem with the Raiders something, dude? I'm all, it's a problem with the Raiders.
This is the one thing that we have to worry about, man. And this goes beyond football, man. This goes right along with our constitutional right of being born in this country.
Well, because see, here's the thing.
Right? We have the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression.
Absolutely.
All right? Those are two things I don't take fucking lightly at all.
People want to control that. People want to take that away from you, and the reason why they do is because that's their corporate policy. They get to tell you what to do. That's why they want to do it.
And Raider Nation, don't be that person where you just let your rights be taken. Don't be that guy.
Yep. And so I know it's rude. Maybe some people's standard is, and I've been around those people and I respect, if I'm in your house and you don't want a baseball hat or a football hat at your table in your house, I respect that. But in a restaurant, a public dwelling where there's other people wearing hats and you come up to me and you tell me to take my hat off, boom, right there. You know what that told me? You didn't like Raiders and you don't like Raider fans. So that's your problem now. That is your problem. And that's what I told that guy. So dude, we had a moment that night, bro. So I left, I paid for my meal. I was pissed, dude. I'm sitting there during the fucking previews of Lord of the Rings 2 Towers theaters. Bro, I'm there watching that movie. I freaking got up in the middle of the previews, bro, steaming, and I ran. I didn't drive back to the restaurant. I ran across like 2 blocks to get back to that restaurant. When I got back to that restaurant, I said, I want everybody in the kitchen, everybody out here. I'm ready to fight, dude. I wanted to fight. And you know what, dude? That freaking, the whole kitchen, I'm talking, I had the whole kitchen. They were all like this, like they wanted it and I wanted it. There's like 8 of them, dude. And I'm like, you motherfuckers literally violated my rights. Literally violated my rights, dude. Literally, it's my Saturday night. You work 5 days a week, 6 days a week, dude. That's my time with my family, bro. You come up and you have a personal problem with my hat. And that's what this is about. So,
Right.
so yeah,
And
man.
it's all
So I
about
got a refund,
personal
bro. I got all
problem.
my money back. I said I want all my money back, bro. We are done. We are done. And I don't want it to be that way for my experience in that stadium. I just don't want it to be that way. I
The
don't
way to
want
bring it right
because if you
back
take
to
something
that,
from
man.
me, we're going to have a problem. If you take something that belongs to me, we're going to have a problem.
Exactly.
And that goes
if
for
we're not
anywhere
gonna
I
let
go,
it,
dude. A hotel, a restaurant, anything, dude. I'm not putting up with it. And I've always been that way. So it's hard for me, man. Like, I want to go to a game, but I don't want to have a bad experience. I don't want them coming up to me and saying, hey, you can't wear an Al Davis shirt, dude. You
right.
can't wear an Al Davis shirt here. What if they
Or
told me
hey,
that?
you can't have a sign that says bench Josh McDaniels.
Yeah. But what if they just had a problem with that? You know, they can have a problem with anything. What I'm saying is they can, once you open that door, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, dude, I don't like your fucking eyelashes. You better wear some fake eyelashes, Dave. I want you wearing the extensions. I
Look,
want you looking
real
like the
talk.
eyelashes. Hey, Dave, here, I got something funny to say. Hey, Dave, I want you to wear the eyelashes that you see on the ground in Vegas when you're on the elevator going back to your room. Shut up to fake eyelashes, baby. What up? What up, Vegas?
Hey, but for
Fucking
real, man,
eyelashes out to here and shit.
if we let them do this to us once, all right, and we don't say anything about it, because look, we are the people, man, and we make look, we are the majority, they are the minority. Okay, that's the whole fucking difference. We beat them by numbers, hands down, all the time, and everybody knows what wins wars is who's got the most numbers. All right, and don't let your rights be taken. If we let them get away with this shit once, they're gonna fucking keep trying to do it. All right. Now, if anything, if just be who you are and don't let yourself get taken advantage of, walked on, because you're a whole hell of a lot more important than that. We do deserve better. The Raider Nation definitely deserves better. And we need to stand up for what the hell we believe in. All right. Don't sit there and just take their word for it that this is how we need to think. You have your own mind. All right. You have your own thought process, and you are able, underneath our constitutional right, or even your Canada charter rights. All right. You are able to think and act and speak accordingly without getting outside of reason.
Yep.
You're
This is
allowed
your
to have an
vessel right
opinion.
here. Yep. This is your
Yeah.
vessel, man. Right here, dude.
You are allowed to have an opinion. And by God, let that opinion be heard. Whether you want Tom Brady, or whether you don't want Tom Brady, or whether you like this coaching regime, or whether you don't like this coaching regime, or whether you think that Mark Davis is a fucking clown, or you think he's the greatest thing that's happened to this franchise since Al Davis. We all need to be able to communicate. And that's what this episode is about. What this episode is about is that we should all definitely communicate and unite against shit that we see that's fucked up. And we honestly need to stand up against shit that is fucked up.
Yep. Yep.
That is our obligational rights as humans, to keep our rights intact. So with that being said, Raider Nation, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, dude. Grimy,
much love, brother. Much love. Keep that open mind, Raider Nation. Keep that open mind. Keep it clear. Stay focused. Oh, man,
Grimy,
I love
how
it.
can we find you on social media, bro? Raider Rich
Well,
wants to
that
hit you
Raiders
up.
podcast one on Twitter, I never post, but I'm going to get back on soon. I nearly posted something the other day. Like I said, I used to be on social media all the time. And, yeah, man, I'm gonna get back. I'm a little talkative these days. I'm back to being talkative. No, but yeah, man. But yeah, you can find me. Main thing, number one, find me here on YouTube. Go to the channel Grimecast Media. I have 2 channels right now, so go to the one that has a little bit of the darker picture. It's got a Modelo bottle on there, I believe, as a profile pic. And like I said, I'll probably be rambling a lot. I have a lot to say about free agency, a lot to say about the draft coming up, and the salary cap, you name it, man. A lot of good stuff, man. And we're just going through a little bit of a transition right now in Raider Nation, man. Let's just see what this team does this offseason. And one thing, man, just keep yourself yourself in position, man. Keep yourself in position and pay attention to what's going on around you, man. And because like I said, if you're going to the games and stuff like that, because I'm real interested to see, what people's vibes are. And yeah, it's too bad we didn't get a chance to talk to Raider Ralph. Shout out to him though, and hopefully, everything works out for him. I'm hoping. I'll end it with this. I hope he gets a letter from the Raider organization. I'm just going to be optimistic, knock on wood, but I hope he gets some sort of letter from the Raiders organization and anybody else that had an experience similar to where they're being revoked of their freedom to express themselves at a football game. I mean, because that's what football is, man. I'll say this, football for me, and this goes old school. Remember they used to say 85% mental, 15% physical. This is a mental aspect of the sport. The main thing is that, like, when I hope that these guys that had stuff taken away, whether being told to leave the game, not getting to finish watching the game, having a piece of memorabilia or a sign taken from them, I hope they get a letter from the organization and the organization makes it right with those fans. Because I know if I was in those fans' position, I would be very irate and pissed off, dude. And I would feel, I don't know, man. I would just feel like a little taken. I don't like feeling taken. That's just it's just not a good feeling, man. I don't like
Right.
it when I see other people getting taken advantage of or bullied, man, because that's where we always help that other person, just give them some words of encouragement, like, hey man, whatever, but like, yeah, dude, like the main thing is it just sucks seeing people getting taken advantage of, especially when you're spending hard-earned dollars to go to watch a game, because there's a lot of work that goes into that. Your day is basically that's it. That's what you're doing that entire day. If you go to a football
if you
game.
haven't been sitting there trying to line that up for months.
Yeah,
Anyway,
planning it. Yes. And is Raider Ralph from Vegas as well? Is he living?
Yes, Raider Ralph is from Vegas.
Oh, cool.
He stays in Vegas, so at least he didn't have to pay like a crazy accommodation fee just trying to get to the game. You know what I mean? But if I was Vegas Ralph, or if I was any of these people who wound up getting removed over something so mediocre as just a sign that says Bench McDaniels.
God, so petty too, dude.
All right.
That's petty, bro.
I honestly believe that the Raiders organization needs to refund their money on their season tickets.
Yeah.
They need to refund their money. And yeah, not only do they just need a letter, but they need to refund that cash.
Oh yeah.
That
Well, I'm saying, like,
spent, dude.
Yeah. Like a letter with some incentives
all right. To bring his wife and his 1-year-old son to be humiliated like that in front of his child. Yep. You need to pay that man double what the hell he paid for your season tickets.
Yep.
And we all know that Mark Davis ain't going to do that because Mark Davis is too busy shoving the corporate cock down his throat. All right. And that's just the bottom line, dude. So anyway, I've got
much love, brother. Thank you for having me on today, man.
Hey, thank you for coming on, dude. And I've got your channel posted up here. He's got 725 subs. Why don't we go ahead and get him up to 1,000, Raider Nation?
Yeah, I don't deserve it, though. I've been lazy. But I thank you, though, bro.
Hey, but sooner or later, you're going to start going to these games again, and you're going to want to record with your phone.
Yeah, so, dude. Once I'm pumped, I'm pumped. I'm always pumped, though. What was that?
The only way to do that under YouTube policy, bro, now is to have 1,000 subs. I used to be able to record from my phone when I didn't even have that many subs, dude, and I was able to bring in the tailgates.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, YouTube done went fucking full corporate too. Now you've got to have certain watch hours. You got to have a certain amount of subscribers before you can even go live on your phone. So it's not like it's just happening to the Raiders organization. It's happening everywhere.
Well, I missed that critique. I was going to Vegas back. That was like 2017 or 2018. So, like, dude, I was vlogging from my phone in Vegas. It was so fun, bro, because like I could be in my room and just like talk. Yeah, that was cool, man. It was fun. It was it was a fun time. So I hope I need 1,000 subs. We'll get the phone going. We'll start grilling. Start showing how the steak looks when it comes off the grill, dude. All grime casted out. You know what I mean? And So yeah, man. But I appreciate you, brother. I really do, man. I appreciate your genuine love for the Raiders, man. I appreciate you always keeping in contact, man, and keeping me involved here on YouTube as well. And I totally appreciate more than anything, bro, your compassion for what happened in my city yesterday. You and I talking yesterday, dude. And so yeah, man. Much love to you, Critique, dude. And I pray you have a great day with your family as well, man. And shout out to Raider Ben in the chat. I'm gonna check out your channel. You said live went nuts last night, so I'll put my headphones in. I'm gonna watch some football today and check you guys out. And I'll check you out tonight as well. Where can I find you tonight, Critique?
I'm going to be on HYPOCRICY Raiders channel.
Okay, cool.
And it's
Cool.
spelled AFAKASI. Look him up.
Cool. I saw him in the chat, so I'll jump on there from the chat. I'll just click on his profile and cool.
Yeah, he was in the chat. He's also Aunt Six. His co-host will also be there. He's going to be a part of it as well.
Sweet.
It's going to be a real fun time hanging out with these guys and going ahead and figuring out on who we're going to keep and who we're going to cut. And we're going to end this season on a good note right here at the Raider Critique. Because to be honest, man, this has been a great year for me. You know, I've been winning all the way around except for watching our team lose. So I'm going to continue to keep winning, and it's because of all of you is why I'm still here winning, and I appreciate every single one of y'all, man. Without y'all, there is no Raider Critique, there is no channel, and there is no show for the Raider Nation, by the Raider Nation, who doesn't drink the corporate Kool-Aid and tells the truth with intensity. So until next time, guys, go
Much
sub
love.
to Grimy Raider Dave. And hey, man, go give your support out there to Vegas Ralph, dude. He could sure use it. And, you know, like I said, I was going to open up a GoFundMe for him. But, you know, I mean, I'm not going to do that without his permission. And I was hoping to be able to get his permission on this show today, but he didn't show up. More than likely, he's just real busy man, got kids and a family life of his own, and I don't hate him for it, bro. I do not, because it's because of guys like him. You know what I mean? What makes the Raider Nation fan base so great. They're so damn dedicated. You know? So, hey, we just fucking go support him. Support him and back him, man, because you know what? He deserves our support and our backing more than Mark Davis ever did.
Much love to that, brother. Much love to that. Much love, Raider Nation. Hey, much love, YouTube, man. You guys are awesome, man. And that's what yeah, man. It's always good to chop it up, dude. Always good, man.
Always good to chop it up.
And Happy New Year to everybody, man. Happy New Year. Prosper, baby. Get yours, man.
Hey, and in case anybody hasn't seen the footage.
There it goes. We're not allowed to have signs about Josh McDaniels. Oh yeah, that's security right there. What's he doing wrong? 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 Nothing. He's doing nothing wrong. He's doing nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. He's doing absolutely nothing wrong. If you take him out, you guys are freaking ridiculous. Horrible. Are you shitting me? This is terrible. Terrible. You let people smoke pot here, but you're going to take him out because he has an opinion? That is terrible. Perfect. Right
He's
there.
not doing anything wrong.
Right there. Right there.
He's not doing anything wrong.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Fuck a fan. Fuck him.
And that's
Yo.
all I've got to say about
Damn,
that.
dude. Yeah, I know, dude. Was that from Ralph himself right there?
Yes, Ralph sent those to me himself.
He probably met all those people and became friends with, like, a lot of those people probably reached out afterwards, I bet, dude. Like, that he was sitting around. But yeah, no, dude, that's exactly what that is exactly what I envisioned, dude, when I was looking at tickets. Like, that was the possibility that, you know, just based off what I've seen in the experience. But yeah, I was trying to remember some stuff. Like, 'cause that's why I was like, because I'm sorry I couldn't get on right away. My kid was finishing up homework on the computer, and so but yeah, no, dude, I was remembering when I was sitting. I went to a Padre game years ago, dude, and those college kids, dude, they were gonna run on the field, bro, and security was gonna literally told me if they jump over that railing, I'm out of there, dude. Like, they're like, you're getting removed from the state. If they do it, you're the guy that's gonna go down. I'm like, for what? And they're like, because you insinuated, fucking, I'm basically insinuating a fucking the event. I'm like, so this drunk guy who's been drinking your alcohol, you know, at $15 a pop, like, and there's four of them, and and they were like, just, you know, I mean, they're like college kids. They're like, I'm gonna run. He's like, I'm gonna run on the field. I go, do it. Man. I want to see that.
Yeah.
And fucking
Hey.
security came up to me, dude. And I wasn't like, yeah, hey, do it. Hey, security, get, you know, like I was like, yeah, yeah, go for it, dude. I dare you to do it like that. Go for it. And
Hey.
I mean, literally security, bro, I mean, it's loud and everything. And security heard. And they came walking. They go, sir, if he runs on the field, your ass is out of here, and I might go to jail. They have
See,
jail. That's another thing. They have jails in these stadiums, dude.
right.
They have jails in them, dude.
Don't let your Raider Nation, don't let your rights be invoked. Straight up, man.
Yeah.
Stand up for what the hell you believe in. Because this is, if we don't do it, we already know Mark's not going to do it for us.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm the Raider Critique, man. I appreciate all y'all for stopping in. And if you're looking to find us on socials, you can find me at the Raider Critique on Instagram. You can also find me at InGun421 on Twitter. And then, of course, right here on YouTube, man. We're going to go ahead and get on out of here, but we're going to end this shit on a positive note, man. Just win, baby. And it's Raider Nation for life. Grimey, thank you for coming on, brother.
Much love, brother. You guys have a great day, man. Let's go. Peace.